Welcome to SSDI and COLA USA, your trusted source for Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and COLA updates. If you rely on benefits, you're in the right place. Every year, government announces a new COLA increase, and millions of Americans instantly wonder, how did they calculate that number? Some people think it's political, others believe it's random. But the truth is, nothing about COLA is random. There's a very specific formula, a very specific inflation index, and a very specific set of rules used to decide how much your Social Security benefits increase each year. Today, you're finally going to understand the process clearly, simply, and in beginner-friendly language. COLA, the cost of living adjustment, affects more than 70 million Americans who depend on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, survivor benefits, and other federal programs. But despite how important it is, most people have no idea how the COLA number is actually calculated. What inflation index do they use? Why does it sometimes go up a lot and other times barely move? Why does it never seem to match real-life rising prices? In this video, we'll break down the entire COLA calculation, step by step, from the inflation data used to the final percentage you see every year. By the end, you'll understand exactly how COLA works, and you'll never feel confused by the annual announcement again. COLA stands for Cost of Living Adjustment. It is designed to protect Social Security beneficiaries from losing purchasing power due to inflation. When prices go up, COLA helps your benefit go up too. Think about it like this. If groceries, rent, utilities, and medical costs rise every year, but your check stays the same, your money becomes weaker. COLA prevents that. It ensures your benefit amount keeps pace with rising costs, at least in theory. But COLA doesn't measure all inflation. Instead, it's tied to specific government data. That's why some years you feel the increase is not enough. COLA helps millions of retirees, disabled individuals, and low-income families maintain basic security as the economy changes. Without it, Social Security checks would stay frozen, even as inflation rises. So the purpose of COLA is simple: to stop your benefits from losing value over time. But the calculation itself is more complex, and that's what we explore next. The government doesn't use general inflation to calculate COLA. Instead, it uses one specific index. CPIW, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. CPIW measures price changes for common goods and services such as food, housing, transportation, medical care, utilities, clothing, fuel, and energy. But CPIW tracks the spending habits of workers, not seniors. That's why COLA sometimes feels inaccurate. Older adults spend more on healthcare, which often rises faster than general inflation. Still, CPIW is the official index used. The government examines CPIW changes over time and uses that number to determine the COLA percentage. Understanding CPIW is key because it influences your raise more than anything else. For example, if fuel prices spike, CPIW rises. If rent increases nationwide, CPIW rises. If medical care jumps but other categories fall, CPIW may barely move. This explains why some years COLA is high, like 2023, and some years it's nearly zero. Now that we understand the index, let's talk about the exact formula used. Here's the exact formula used every year. The government takes CPIW data from July, August, and September of the current year. They calculate the average of those 3 months. They compare it to the average from the same period the previous year. The percentage difference becomes the COLA increase. For example, if last year's average CPIW was 292, and this year's average is 300, then the difference is 292 equals 8, 8 divided by 292 equals 0.027 equals 2.7% COLA. This percentage is then applied to all Social Security benefits, SSDI, SSI, retirement benefits, survivors, and dependents. The final COLA number is announced in October based on this formula. Understanding this process helps you make better predictions each year and understand why some increases are big and others small. Many beneficiaries say the same thing every year. COLA doesn't match what I actually pay. And they're right. Here's why COLA can feel too low. CPIW is based on workers, not seniors. Seniors spend more on medical care, which is rising faster than general inflation. Some expenses rise faster than CPIW. Rent, medications, and food have increased significantly in recent years. Medicare Part B premiums can reduce your raise. Even if COLA increases benefits, medical premiums can take a portion of it. CPIW ignores regional differences. Living in California or New York costs more than small-town America, but COLA is national. This means COLA helps, but it doesn't fix everything. It protects your benefits from being wiped out by inflation, but not always perfectly. Understanding this gap explains why your COLA raise may not cover rising costs fully. While COLA affects all beneficiaries, some groups feel it more than others. Retirees often benefit the most in dollar value because their benefit amounts are higher, meaning a 3% raise gives them more money overall. SSDI recipients feel the increase strongly because many rely on benefits for essential needs like medication, food, and transportation. SSI beneficiaries get the smallest dollar increases because their benefit amounts are lower. But even small raises are meaningful for those living near the poverty line. Survivor and spousal beneficiaries receive raises based on the primary worker's COLA rate. In short, everyone receives the percentage increase, but how much it actually helps depends on your benefit amount and cost of living. Understanding this difference helps you evaluate your financial situation more accurately. August CPIW shows trends more clearly. September CPIW provides the final numbers needed for the formula. In October, the Social Security Administration announces the official COLA percentage. In January, beneficiaries receive their updated payment. The key is understanding that COLA is not a guess. It's a formula that repeats every year. If inflation rises, COLA rises. If inflation falls, COLA falls. If the economy stabilizes, COLA stays moderate. Beneficiaries can plan ahead by watching CPIW every month. With this knowledge, you never need to wait blindly for COLA updates. You can track them yourself and predict what's coming. COLA affects millions of lives, and now you understand exactly how it's calculated. It's not random, not political, and not a mystery. It's a simple formula designed to protect your benefits from inflation. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay financially protected. Thanks for watching SSDI and COLA USA. Subscribe for daily updates on Social Security. SSDI, SSI, and COLA, because staying informed means staying protected.